Welcome back to another episode of TikiTalk. We are back with a great episode. I mean, the football was decent this weekend. It wasn't anything superb, but Sunday's action didn't disappoint. Although for Liverpool City standards, it's probably lower on their spectrum of some of the games they've had over the last few years, but it was still high nonetheless. I mean, the quality of football is pretty good. And a big win for Liverpool. They're now above Bournemouth officially. Although Bournemouth are on a bit of a title charge, so it's a bit slanderous.
Undefeated in 5.
Second half.
Make that six. Make that six after this weekend.
Second half of the season.
Yeah,
title charge.
They're coming. They are coming.
They're strong.
But Liverpool did do very well. It must be said. They nullified City, who have looked pretty imperious the whole season so far. They didn't really offer loads, to be honest. Liverpool did really well to contain them.
We did call Haaland slipping last week, didn't we?
Yeah, he's fallen off.
Yeah.
He's fallen off a cliff, this bloke.
Mate, 1 goal in 2 games. Finished.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Finished.
Get him out your fancy ASAP.
Finished, mate.
Yeah. I might actually sell him, to be fair.
No.
Not even thinking about it. But Salah, I thought was excellent. Took his goal really well. I mean, he could... Unlucky with... people thought it was a bit harsh. I said on Twitter, actually, that it was atrocious what he did for the Ederson save. But just because I thought when Jota's in that position, you have to score. If you're not going to play it, you have to score. And he didn't. But then he had another chance that he kind of could have not squared to Jota, but played Jota through and didn't. But it was the fact that he was a constant menace throughout the game that gave Liverpool any outlet within it.
Yeah, well, compared to the Arsenal game where he was just completely
anonymous.
Exactly. Yeah. And like this game, he was on fire. The old Salah's back. I mean, got a hat-trick.
That Rangers game must have lifted him a bit.
Exactly.
Hat-trick
That was a great
midweek.
hat-trick as well. If you saw it, unreal. Absolutely disgusting goals.
Yeah. I can't tell if that was sarcasm.
No. I'm being genuine. No, they were three sick goals.
They were very quick.
Three sick
the sort of
goals.
Salah of old goals, just cutting left, bang.
Yeah, there was one where he took a touch, and then I think it was the second one, maybe class goal.
Yeah.
But he looked good. He looked real good.
He looked really good, and so did Virgil. He's had a slow start to the season, but
him and Gomez
did very well.
Him and Gomez
were
good units. Honestly, Gomez, we don't like Gomez, as we say on this pod, but I thought he played well.
Very well.
Yeah, played well. Maybe playing actual centre back helps definitely than playing right back.
Yeah, he's not a right back. And Milner. I mean, we slagged off Milner a lot this season, but he was solid yesterday as well.
Yeah.
But I think people are a bit premature. There's already chat for Gomez must go to Qatar.
Well, let's not jump the gun. Unless we are looking at our sample size as one game as opposed to the previous 10 or 11 or whatever it is.
Yeah, if not more,
Yeah.
It's only because we are desperate for a good centre-back in England. Like, we had one really,
I think we're more just desperate. I think everyone's a bit desperate for it not to be Maguire, just because everyone at this point is sort of like, he can't start.
Yeah.
Because they know Southgate's going to start. It's almost like...
But it's definitely the positions in the England team where you're like the least confidence in, like for starting starting player, for sure. That's
probably fair. But Liverpool were very impressive, and I'm happy to slander them at any opportunity given, but I thought they bounced back excellently. Like you said, 7-1 against Rangers in the week. I don't know how impressive that is, because I think Scottish football's fucking pants.
They would finish bottom of the league in the Premier.
Well, we slag off Bournemouth. Bournemouth have beaten them.
Oh, 100, easy.
I'd back Bournemouth to beat Rangers.
Billings would cause carnage in that Rangers team, honestly.
Billings causing carnage in a lot of teams.
Yeah, exactly,
but Kevin didn't cause as much carnage as he can. Weirdly, though, I thought City in spells looked all right in terms of... there was a cross to the back post, that De Bruyne to Haaland ball that we're going to see throughout the season. They just didn't really kind of get enough of a clear cut.
Well, I felt Pep did the usual Pep. Big game, changes tactics, and it goes horribly wrong.
This time, no subs till 89th minute.
No, he played a weird 3 at the back and then a ball.
Yeah. Was it 3 or 5? Gary Neville and Carragher had that argument yesterday.
Did they?
3 and build up, didn't it?
Yeah. And then it was a box midfield, 2 holders and 2 attackers and Haaland.
Our boy Zhao at right back.
Right wing.
More right wing back. But
yeah, it's a shame that he made the mistake.
Zhao, you stunk it up. Zhao, do you know what? Fair play, because he saw someone he's had comparisons with in the past in Trent being benched, and he said, you know what, Liverpool want to see Trent today.
In the absence of Trent,
I'm gonna step up to the plate and I'm gonna be Trent.
I
think it didn't help that he was forced to play for 3 positions: right wing, right wing back, and
we
right
like
back.
him on the left. I do like him as a bit of that inverted left, but he was really poor in that goal, and also there was another chance in that game that he did the exact same thing just later on, but luckily Darwin Núñez was on the ball. Mate. I'll say it, and this isn't just slandering them because it's the only thing I can go with. That is one of the worst bits of decision making I've seen from a footballer in a long time.
It was awful.
It was a 3-on-1. Salah's naked. Salah is in so much space.
He's had his head in his feet. It's like, it's such a lack of awareness as a professional
and he
footballer.
just shot from outside the box. I was like, oh,
he just got blocked, and it was like,
if City had drawn that game, they'd be calling for his head. I think
100%,
that would have been obscene.
It was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
It was very funny.
Yeah, and it's currently, as we speaking, the Ballon d'Or ceremony.
He's just come 25th.
Yeah, and he's in the top 30 for the Ballon d'Or.
He's technically a clown, honestly.
But
he just
the Benfica carry job, I suppose, because they can't be going off at any recent.
Yeah, he just scored a couple of goals against Liverpool in the Champions League, and all of a sudden he's Ballon d'Or top 30.
He's a proper Chelsea striker.
Yeah,
I'm like, you are so us.
Come to the Chelsea.
We pay all this money and we get this guy, and we're like, fucking hell, he stinks.
Yeah, good movement, but just can't do anything else. Yeah,
seen it before. But we were talking about awful decisions there in terms of on the pitch. What do we make of the decision? City had a goal. It was looked at by VAR. They brought it back. A game that was reffed completely. I mean, I've seen a lot of praise towards Taylor. You won't be getting any of that from me. Ever.
Why not? He loves Chelsea, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But he was happy to go back on this incident. It's funny, not in all games, but in this one he did want to go back. But he did ref the game very free flowing. I saw in Guardiola's interview that he said he was going to do that from the get go. But then the goal is chalked off for something that isn't free flowing. So you've reffed the game, the entirety of it like that, allowing those fouls, allowing those footballers to kind of, at least know that what they're doing on the pitch is not going to be given as a foul if they have a slight tug of the shirt, etc. But when it comes down to a goal, it is. So how does he feel on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think because
I feel like right decision, but almost because of the precedent he set, it is a bit.
Yeah, there's chat about re-refereeing a bit like in the moment you were quite close to it, you thought it wasn't a foul, but now you've got loads of images, you've been told to go,
slow down.
To the monitor. It's sort of there's a pressure there to overturn. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them where you sort of look at it and you go, well, you hate to have it against you, but you're happy if it's for you.
Yeah, I just think that. Yeah, you're trying to let the game flow and stuff, but a foul's a foul, and that's a foul. That goal shouldn't have stood. He should have been a free kick in the first place. It wasn't. VAR, as far as I'm concerned, done their job, pulled it back correctly.
Yeah. Did you think Alisson had both hands on the ball?
I didn't think that.
I didn't think they said BBC posted saying it would have been given for that anyway. I thought no, because they would have just given it for that because that was less controversial if that was the case. Yeah, I didn't think
he didn't have control of the ball.
Yeah, that's the law. Control of the ball.
He didn't have control of
the ball.
Yeah,
because even if you have one hand on the ball and it's under control, then that's fine. It's like you're not allowed to kick it out of the goalkeeper's hands, even if it's just one hand. It's all about having control of the ball, and he didn't have control of the ball.
Yeah. So after giving that foul, later on there's another big incident. You had Bernardo tugging every bit of Salah's shirt going, but he didn't give that, and then as a consequence, Klopp went nuts, and he stops the game mid-City attack to send him off. I didn't think enough was being made of that. Like City were actually on the counter, and he stopped the game to send off a manager who's not on the pitch.
Well, I was thinking this.
Why?
What about if a player does it and it's a red card and he stops the counter-attack, but they keep going? Do they 9 times out of 10 would stop the game and give the player a red card?
They have brought it back before, though, when there's been something. They wouldn't
Very
stop.
rarely would they let the play flow, wait for the ball to go off.
Is it that case, or is it more a case of someone on the bench doing something? Because that's what it is. He's not on the pitch. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, I just don't know whether the same rule... I guess the same rules have to apply to a manager as they would a player. You'd stop the game, because I can't think of many instances, if any.
I'd like to know if we've got any refs listening. I don't know if we do. I don't think you'd be listening to me, to be fair, but if you are, you can let us know.
But yeah, I can't think of many instances where he's let the play flow. Imagine it's gone off for a throw in over there, and he goes, "Oh wait, I'm gonna pull out a red card." So I imagine the same.
Play the advantage.
Yeah, I should imagine the same law applies to managers as it does for players. But
yeah, I enjoyed Pep's interview. Did you see Jeff Streets asked him? He sort of said, Pep said the mistake on the goal. And Jeff said, "What mistake?" And Pep
his reaction.
He was literally going to bite his head off. It was class.
He felt a bit fuming.
Yeah, it's interesting with City though, because it is a recurring thing. I don't, they do win big games. It's ridiculous to say they don't. But when those lights are at their brightest and they're burning De Bruyne's skull, they do have these. Under the lights of the Bernabeu in a Champions League final, Anfield they notoriously struggle with. I think that's one win in the last 20 years they've had there. They do just seem like at the Etihad, they've definitely have loads of big moments. I mean, the Sane winner against Liverpool, for example, but they have got a bit of a knack for, I don't know, not performing as they should or can.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, weird. Away from home, they haven't quite got the same bottle that they have.
Yeah,
at home,
like they do in most games, but it just seems to be some certain games where it's just like a really big one.
Well, is that the ones where Pep goes, "Fuck it, change the formation, let's spice it up"?
Yeah, a little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was more sounds like I'm overly reading into it, but like the celebration, they were going absolutely nuts for the goal, and I kind of thought, you've come into this game seeing them as Liverpool, not the two teams in terms of their form. Like if they sort of just treated Liverpool as if the Liverpool we've seen this season.
But I also think
it gets the occasion.
I
think
think Pep knew the record at Anfield as well, and he was, he's just trying to sort of almost break that curse, do something different to see if anything can change, And I just sort of backfired in my opinion.
Why fix what's not broken? I don't know.
I don't know. He's probably just, like you say, seen them as because they've been obviously the two kind of rivals for the league for the last 3 years or so. So,
because I know games aren't played on paper, but it's a bit like when you guys were playing them, I just looked at it and thought, well, you're just playing miles better than them, so you're going to beat them. That's just simple as that.
Yeah, I guess
it
it's
felt
kind
like City. The occasion got to them a little bit.
Yeah,
they weren't quite themselves.
I guess it's kind of seen as like a Manchester derby or something like that, when United have been hanging around outside the top four in recent years, and City, it's kind of had that kind of vibe to it. Because they've just hyped the Liverpool City thing up between the two clubs, I feel, so much that it's probably boiled to the point.
And to be fair, Liverpool were so up for it. They were way more up for it.
Yeah, they were. No, that was Liverpool's best performance of the season.
Yeah,
by some
but like
distance.
even the first minutes, the pressing was intense. Like everyone was like shouting the crowd. I think Robertson was doing one of them after 2 minutes, and that wasn't there last week, not at all. So I think Liverpool were up for it, which made it that more intense rivalry, which we love to see.
Yeah, it was actually interesting from Klopp as well. He's not probably getting the credit he probably deserves in tactically how he had the game with a bit of that 4-4-2 as well. It was quite interesting. It was quite interesting.
Well, they're talking about Trent,
and they were playing a bit deeper, and no 66, a clean sheet for Liverpool, first of the season. I think first of the season. I believe I think it was April was the last time they scored first.
They beat Bournemouth 9-0, didn't they? But
okay. Well, yeah, they don't count against them.
That's a tough proposition.
Yeah.
But that's what
Actually, do you know? I think I saw it. Do you know since Bournemouth 9-0, Bournemouth are the only unbeaten team in the league.
There you go.
Yeah, tough.
Unbeaten, we'll talk about them later. But Gary O'Neill.
Let's talk about them now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Well done, Liverpool. Is Salah?
One thing for that. Well. Happy Invincible Day.
Yeah, love it. Happy Invincible Day. Another year of no Invincibles.
No Invincible. Yeah.
Goodness. Small.
Love it.
Yeah. Fulham, Bournemouth.
Yes.
They did it again. Yeah. What a fucking goal from Solanke.
Oh, mate. That was a great team goal.
Billing cutting it back. I mean, it was City-esque.
Yeah. Oh, Billings, now he's playing more of a forward advanced role. Gary O'Neill, mate. He's the best manager in the league. This guy.
Give him the job.
Yeah.
You got to give him the job now, I think.
I remember when he first came in as interim manager, I looked at the odds, and he was like 10-1 next Bournemouth manager, and you have to have 10 league games under your belt as interim to count as that.
So he's almost manager. There anyway.
So I think he's on six or seven now. Yeah, 6. So I mean, he's definitely odds on now. I mean, he's had an unbelievable job, unbeaten. Come on, scoring goals.
Yeah, and Fulham, who started the season so well, have had a bit of a tough few weeks. To be fair, that was another draw. They've had a few 2-2s. I feel like.
Yeah.
Mitro scored.
Yeah, Mitro's back. He'll sort them out, I reckon.
Yeah,
I think I mean they could have maybe nicked it towards the end for them, but I mean a good game. I think 2 was probably the right result.
It was one of the most exciting games of the weekend in terms of the ones I watched back. So
and Bournemouth score. They actually score goals.
They score goals. They get clean sheets. They get points. Yeah. That's what they do. It's Bournemouth.
They are just Bournemouth.
They're a top side.
Yeah, they're not actually bad.
No, 2011 Barca reincarnated.
Mate, Tavernier as well.
I just couldn't believe this. When I watched the Solanke goal, I was like, "Fucking hell, what a goal that is!"
Beautiful. The cutback was so nice.
Yeah, but our teams, we had some games on the Sunday. You guys had a game that was postponed because there was a problem with VAR or something.
The power cut, and they
didn't it start and then it stopped.
Yeah, I think it was 2 minutes power cut, and then they didn't have communication between the ref and the VAR.
Did it start at 2 minutes when it came back? Or
it started with a throw-in in the corner where we left off.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of quite funny, but yeah, bit of a strange game.
These vaccines, eh?
I know, mate. They're affecting the bloody power system.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Never seen that. You never saw that happening before COVID. I'll tell you that much.
Hashtag just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, you had a good fought win. Maybe not good in terms of the result and context, because it seemed like Leeds played really well.
Fuck me, they literally had us bent over for 45 minutes. That second half, when I was watching it, I was like, how on earth have they not scored? In fact, their XG was double ours. No surprises there.
I saw Somerville had a really good chance.
Right at the end, yeah, mate.
I mean, it was a great goal from Saka. I noticed, and great ball from Rodrigo, switching the play.
What was he? So
Well, I
dumb,
saw him
innit?
subbed off at half time, and I saw Jesse Marsh's interview. I thought it was quite telling. He made a comment towards saying, when we do everything properly, like he almost alluded to someone in the squad didn't do everything properly. And
That was the most
wasn't it?
ridiculous decision of
I
the
just couldn't
parts I've
believe
ever
when I was watching
seen.
it. I was like, all your players, you switch the play because all your team at that side, right? And he does that, and it's just Saka. I can't remember who the other one that was doubling up
Odegaard,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, and not like barely any of these players there. I was like, that is one that's competing with Nunez.
But also, he did the banana pass. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's like,
backwards,
yeah,
yeah.
like why would you do? Like, that's such a risk of like a
Yeah,
fuck
he just
up.
fucked it, didn't
You have
he?
to literally, cut
I mean,
across
Saka
it.
took it excellently. It was an awesome finish.
Yeah, he's what is it? Is it 9 goals and assists in 8 games? So yeah, he's come a long way right now. He's a
4
proper
and 3. Yeah.
proper boy right now, proper star boy.
Yeah, because I think it was 1 goal in 15 before this decent run he's on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's kind of Martinelli's got a bit quieter since the first
But he's
5-6
stepping up.
games.
Yeah.
Now he's stepping up, which is
Yeah,
good.
it's
That's
almost
what
like
you need.
Jesus Martinelli swap for Odegaard. Okay, Odegaard a little
Yeah,
bit.
Odegaard's
Okay,
been
do you
in-
know what
I
mean?
actually thought
Consistently quite good.
Yeah, I actually thought Jesus looked. I don't know his attitude. Like maybe he had the concussion. We didn't have the concussion, but he looked a bit jaded on the pitch. Like he didn't look like hungry himself. In fact, he had a chance in the first half, which was kind of a pretty easy chance, and he missed it. And I sort of looked at him. I was like, that's kind of the first time I've watched him where you're not looking hungry and pressing. He sort of was a bit like around the pitch. A little bit strange. I don't know. It was just the one-off. Maybe he's a bit tired. Maybe his confidence is knocked after being hit on the head and almost dying.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like
Yeah,
almost
or
dying, but
playing on.
or
playing
maybe,
on
maybe he's
in a
lost some
coma.
brain cells. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, but it was hopefully just a one-off.
Yeah, but Leeds they had a goal chalked off just after half time. Little nudge.
Yeah, it's a push in the back.
Yeah,
I think it is a foul.
I'm going to call it a nudge.
I think it is a
sounds
foul.
more like it's not a foul.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I'm calling it, a push in the back.
a little nudge, a little tweak. I thought it was foul, soft but foul.
Yeah.
They got a pen.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
Unfortunate.
heart in the mouth time. That Jesus.
Bamford took that pen, and he missed that pen. Now I have a theory. Why did Bamford miss that pen? Who would have scored Bamford's pen? I would have scored Bamford's pen. I'll tell you why I would have scored Bamford's pen. Trim. I was watching him take this pen. I was like, he's rocking a school shooter lid. I don't know what Bamford's got going on at that.
Lego hair.
Yeah, proper Lego hair. And he's had a lot of injuries, and he's not been the same player as he was that first season when he burst onto the scene.
Yeah.
With Bielsa, but he just looks a shadow, and he just stuck that wide. And I thought, mate, you need a trim. You need a nice
Mate.
fade. Have you seen the joys it's done Potter? I mean,
It's a mad glow up.
Potter's, he's got a shape up on the beard. He's got a bit of a fade
Like
going.
Bellerin, he grew his hair out, had a shit lid.
Yeah,
and then he
original
came shit.
the original fade in 2016
Yeah.
Bellerin was what really carried
Mason Mount when he had shaggy hair, not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
You know, yeah. Honestly, Bamford looks like he hasn't seen the sun for about a year. Honestly, he looks pale.
Yeah, he looks like he's listening to a lot of like
He looks-
Sum 41. Or
Yeah,
something.
and he's like playing in the under 14 Bs.
yeah, B
He-
team.
He's got ball sack eyes. You know what I mean? Like, he's not good looking good, man.
Oh, poor Bamford.
Poor
man.
Bamford, but yeah, he did miss that. I mean, look, you can't be missing. You can't put pens
But
wide.
they gave him a highlight match of the day, and we spoke about it earlier, but I was like, look, his movement was kind of there, but he just didn't look good. He doesn't look confident when he had the ball. He had a chance as well in the box. It just didn't fall for him.
Too many touches.
Yeah,
and
too many
stuff, yeah.
touches. It's not fluent. You know, we talked about back in the day, he just like would have taken a touch, bang, confidence. There's no confidence there.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what a fresh lid
It's a
gives
shame.
you.
That
Some
is,
confidence.
that is life isn't the same without a
Yeah,
fresh trim. When
you
you're
know.
walking around, you are like, wow, this is. I'm seeing an HD.
Yeah.
you know?
No,
Life-
it's beautiful.
Life feels different
And then the
with a fresh
hairs in
trim.
your face.
You
You
can't,
know.
I can't be walking around rocking that. And that's my theory why he missed that pen.
Yeah.
Interesting theory.
But he did almost win another pen. I don't really know how it was a pen because that's an off the ball sort of thing. It wasn't really.
Well, yeah.
weird.
Isn't that indirect free kick as we learnt from playing once?
Well, the ball was in play, so if it's deemed a foul, it's a penalty. But
In that case, it should have been a pen.
it was a foul on Gabriel first.
In
Wasn't
that
it?
case, it's not a pen.
Yeah,
But
I think
what's-
that's what
Yeah,
it was,
no,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
it's because he tugged him. That's why.
But,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know why it went from red to yellow. If I'm honest.
That I don't
No
understand.
one
Because-
makes sense.
Because I saw people going, no, it's embarrassing from Bamford going down. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but we've watched football long enough. We all know if someone kind of extends their leg or kicks out, you go down. Like I remember the exact one that looked carbon copy of Gabriel's was Son did it to Rudiger a couple of years ago, and Rudiger went down. VAR looked at it, Son was off, and it was the same sort of thing. It wasn't like,
But he got
hasn't
contact.
kicked out like a horse, but he's still
Enough.
Yeah, enough that it's a red.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just surprised it
it
got
kick
turned
out.
over. Was it clear? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
don't know
For
why
me,
though.
I felt like it still felt a little bit soft. I fell over a little bit of a leg extension, but I mean, It
But
wasn't
you
like
do
a
that in
proper.
football, you're off.
Yeah, I thought it should have been a free kick to us, but a red card to
Yeah,
Gabriel.
yeah, because that was like after the foul. Yeah, basically, yeah, give a foul for what happened was a foul, and then the reaction to the foul was that he kicked out.
Yeah, I don't really understand why. And why would you downgrade it to a yellow card? I don't. That's what I don't.
Yeah, I
understand
thought they couldn't really do that either.
I don't think they could do that either. I don't know that bit. I was
think
like,
they're making up the rules. These
yeah.
days.
On Match of Day, the commentator's last line was "pick the bones out of that," and God knows, mate, no idea.
But it just that whole second half was chaos. It just felt like there was VAR stepping in the whole time. Things just everything, balls landing everywhere, shots. But yeah, sort of felt like it was part of the game.
When I watched him.
Yeah,
He's quite sharp, isn't he? Yeah.
He's quite sharp. I think he had quite a decent record.
I think I
before
just
he
miss
came to Leeds.
Rafinha, to be honest.
Yeah, you want him
I
to
watched
be
Leeds, I'm like,
Rafinha.
it's not the same without
I
you.
think Arison's kind of a bit of a rat and dog. He just
No, they are really hard working, but I just a bit of quality.
You know what they're really good at? They're really good at anticipating where the ball's going to go next, and they press before
their pressing is actually
the man
phenomenal.
before they even receive the ball. So like Partey literally got the ball nipped off him so many times because of that, and they just know where you're going to pass it, which is kind of strange. Not many other teams get that press so well, and I thought once Bielsa left, it would be hard to someone to replicate that.
They got that bit of muscle memory, haven't they?
But Jesse March,
Swarm.
Yeah, Jesse March.
the swarm, it is
The Swarm.
it is legit a swarm.
Great ride at Thorpe Park.
Yeah, good ride.
I think it's average.
Great ride.
I actually think it's a shit ride personally.
That's all right.
What's the best one?
Saw.
Stealth.
No, stealth is boring.
No, Stealth's a different level of adrenaline.
Stealth. 100%.
Stealth. Like I like Saw, but it's got
Stealth was like,
No,
Saw,
but that high is higher than anything you get from Saw.
you
even
get
if it's
tension
sustained.
build up.
Yeah, but-
like, and also the first bit when you drop down, you don't know that happens. You're like, whoa.
But you know what happens.
Well, you didn't know the first time though.
Yeah, but I don't know. Stealth is different gravy. I'd pay good money to do my first Stealth again. I'd pay more money to do Stealth again for the first time than I would Saw.
It's more unique Saw, I feel though. I've seen stealths in different parks, not Saw.
Fair enough. We're getting a little bit sidetracked.
Yeah. Speaking of roller coasters, an up and down match at Villa Park.
Well, yeah, it was. It was, to be fair. We had. I'm going to back it up with in the week. You had Milan away, which was surprisingly coasted it. Tamori still a blue at heart.
Yeah.
After the week before, he scuffed his clearance. This week, he went red.
He's got a Chelsea shirt on underneath that.
Yeah,
Milan shirt.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's really dented his England claims after those two performances, honestly.
Yeah, he has. And someone who's also dented his England claims, but not by any fault of his own. Reece James, who was awesome again, as per. We got injured. And that sucks. Sucks for him. You know, missing the World Cup. I'm okay with him being at home and getting a nice rest to get geared up for the second half of the season. But at the same time, like for him, I want him to be at the World Cup.
He's quite the depressed guy as well. He might be all sad.
He'll be good. He'll be good.
And he's still going to miss like 5 games for the World Cup.
That's the problem.
For you.
It's more like we've lost our best player for the rest of this bit of the season. But yeah, that was a real shame. But Mace was awesome again in that Milan game, and he was awesome again at Villa. And also one more thing, Aubameyang just cracks me up. I don't know what it is about this bloke. Like I find him fucking hilarious because he's shit. I watch him. I'm like,
mate.
I'm like, you're shit, but you just score, and then you do this silly flip, and you're like 33 now, so the flip doesn't even look that good.
Yeah, he almost stacked it last time.
He's almost stacked it. I think every time he's done the flip for us.
He almost played someone in, didn't he? Or he did play someone in, basically.
Played someone in for Villa, yeah. Anyway, I'll get to Villa. So awful from a lot of them. Mace was very good. He's really, under Potter, has gone back to the Mace I know and love. And a good Mace for the World Cup, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good option for England to have. He did it in Milan as well. We did it in Villa. The switch of play with his left foot. Like, I haven't even when he was at his best, he didn't have that in the locker with his weaker foot. He just looked class. And the goal comes from Tyrone Mings doing a Tyrone Mings.
Goodness.
And I'm glad because they zoomed in and Southgate was in the crowd. So no excuses, mate. You can't pick him.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it.
Mings'
And it's not just
concentration
because
is
of
so
that.
bad.
He's got the most mistakes that lead to goals in the last 3 years, I think it is.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, it's an excellent header, sets it up. Mace took it well.
Just so bad. Misjudged the header, spinny ball. It's like he just flicked his head at the wrong time. And he just fucking was basically just coming back. And he just
early in the game, guys, be concentrated. We need to be up for this. This is a hard game.
It's impressive as centre back who probably heads at most out of anyone in their career manages to miscue that header so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's happened before, but we were with that. That's what we did in the half. In that half, we did that, and there was another bit where Mace did very well. Kai laid it off to Sterling, hit the bar. Other than that, we did absolutely nothing going forward. It was all Villa, and we touched on it last week. In that I'm growing to trust him. I'm not there. It's a long way, but this Kepa it was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's a couple of saves he made. I was like, oh, good, coming across this, and then that triple save happened, and I mean, the second save is absolutely phenomenal. The third one's good. I know he's offside, but he's not to know that. He's still reacting to it. Yeah, unbelievable. Like, I was watching an actual keeper we paid £72 million for, and it looked like a £72 million keeper. It's first time in signing him in 2018. Crazy.
He's got
had
the
okay
juju.
games, but that was nuts.
He's got the good juju on him. He's got that ride, the momentum right now. Just like he's smashing it. Unbelievable save. I couldn't believe it.
And
I was
Ings
laughing.
one, when the cross came
Yeah,
in, Ings
great
went the header. I
save.
went, oh no, because I just knew it was 1-1. He's
Like sprawling backwards.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
tips
The
over the
backward
bar.
saves are like the best ones, aren't they?
That was sick.
Yeah.
Mate, they were great because they were good camera ones and they were actually good. They
Yeah.
weren't even exaggerated.
I reckon Potter's done like giving him so much confidence.
Well, he's got a new bird, a red Kappa.
Has he?
She's quite a looker. I mean, Kevin's not a bad looking bloke, to be fair, and he's on good money. We've paid him good money.
Oh, no, I'm sure of that.
But yeah, he's. I don't know what it is, but it's great. I mean, he looked, like I said in the previous weeks, he looked like a good sweeper. Distribution was good. Hasn't had to make loads of saves, but what he has, he's done well. Like, he's got 3 or 4 clean sheets in a row now. But the Villa game he won us that game because that.
Yeah, he was man of the match for sure.
Yeah.
I actually thought as well, Potter, smart move for doing
Oh,
the
the
substitutions.
subs. Oh my
yeah.
god, they were stinking. Cucurella and
Cucurella
more,
was so
do you know what
bad,
it was?
I thought,
Cucurella was
honestly.
bad, but I think what didn't help him was Chile was also very bad, and on that side it was like no crosses were getting stopped. You had Sterling at right wing back at the start as well, but luckily Potter did see like this ain't working.
Yeah, it was a brave decisions. 2 subs at half time.
As soon as Koulibaly came on, I felt a lot more like, oh cool. Like,
Yeah,
we can
he
chill.
looked uncomfortable then in left centre back, Cucurella. He didn't look fully confident to me.
No, they weren't dealing with anything very well at all. And like I said, you haven't even got the strength of the right side that we've had because we've lost Reece now. So you need to have some strength somewhere. Koulibaly gives us that. He's really started to settle down. By the way, I've enjoyed his last few performances quite a lot.
Yeah, it felt like a recurring theme where the small team could have gone in front or should have not have gone in front, but like scored the goals. I mean,
I
it
think
happened.
both of us watched Spurs at the weekend.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Yeah.
It was
And-
a Spurs game from us both.
What?
Like, it's you just sort of
Just
win.
the Spurs
It's
performance.
ugly.
Well, I was
It's
going to
a
say the same
Spurs
thing.
performance, that's what I'm saying.
Well, are we moving on to Spurs Everton?
No.
Well,
I just meant as in.
No, but as in they were the same result. Everton could have.
I actually thought Spurs were more impressive this week, to be honest, than normal. I meant like the normal.
But Everton had those 2 golden opportunities with Damari Gray and Onana.
Shout out Mace's free kick, by the way. The keeper never would have saved that anyway. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
great,
biggest
yeah.
step to the right I've ever seen.
top
Down
bin.
the middle of the goal.
top bins, hit the valve, it swerved all over the gaff.
It was a good strike, but Jesus.
Martinez loves a little woo sometimes.
Yeah, he jumped, didn't he?
Yeah.
But Everton did have those chances. Frank almost coached a very good game. Well, he coached a very good game. They didn't take their chances, like you said. And who was it? It was Gray
And Onana, yeah.
and Anna.
Both
Sliced
similar.
over the bar,
yeah.
yeah. From
Fell
the
over
other side.
sort of the shot, yeah. And it was one of them where you're like, how did they not score that? And again, is that you don't take your chances those games. It's done,
And
really.
the thing is, for a team that barely goes forward, they get a lot of pens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kane and Pens.
I feel like I watch Kane pen every week.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
They
feel
get a lot of
exactly the
pens,
same.
and that's not a dig. I'm just saying they don't go forward as much as a lot of other teams, but they get a lot of pens. They don't.
Well, do you think it was a pen? That's the question.
It's
think it was,
it's Kane. It's Kane at his best. It's smart, and people have a dig at it. It's what Kane does.
Wait.
Kane buys fouls excellently, and he always has. He'll do that. Lean in. Someone goes over the top of his head.
Yeah.
He's very good at buying fouls, and I think that's not a slight on him. He did do that. He knew what Pickford was doing and took advantage of it.
Pickford knew straight away as well. He
Yeah.
could tell in
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knew he knew it was a pen.
Yeah, and he buried it very well.
Well, as Kane does. Also, a bit of chat about Kane gaining a half a yard of pace nowadays under Conte.
Or just a bit fitter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
He's got a bit of added pace. Saw him
And-
do some runs down the wing.
Another. Well, Kane's I think he's on 9 goals. It's just the fact that robot's gone so
Yeah.
nuts. You
Yeah,
kind of-
exactly.
you kind
Yeah,
of forget
he's actually
about
having
it.
a very good season. Kane.
Kane
Yeah.
usually starts slow.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's done.
Yeah, I was just saying he's like he's targeting 32 if he continues at this rate, which is
That's
pretty,
mad, isn't
yeah.
it? That he could end up equaling the goal scoring record, and it won't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like that's it's crazy.
It is
But someone
mad.
who is getting a few goals and is actually really not going under the radar. I think people do notice how good he's been. Højbjerg. It was a good goal the way he took it, but I just think this season he's come on leaps and bounds. Like, I didn't think he was a bad player by any means before, but he really looks like a really good player to them, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. And him and Bentancur have actually a really decent partnership because I think when they signed Basuma, we were all like, "Oh, that's a really good signing." Like,
I
he's a
assumed Basuma would start. It was when he didn't start for the first few games. I thought, oh, he's just going to do a Klopp, like play him after a bit. But
Yeah, no, those two have kept him out of the team, and they just formed such a good partnership because Højbjerg before you thought he was just a pure like break up the play merchant.
Gareth Barry vibe.
But he's actually like he breaks forward like loads and sort of
Bentancur
leaves
carries the ball forward
and then
well,
leaves
yeah.
Bentancur often to kind of pull strings. But he's actually breaking into the box, and it's quite often. I remember it was that Forest game ages ago. He had a good like 2-3 chances from just counter attacking with purpose. And yeah, he's actually really balling out. Yeah.
Well, this is Tottenham's greatest ever start to the Premier League as well, and they're third.
That's decent.
Yeah,
No,
there you go. I think it's our best actually.
Yeah, it is our best, but we are first. So.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, I think they got the job done.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah,
Because Everton aren't an easy game at the moment. You don't really want to play Everton right now, like in the moment that they're in.
Yeah, well, it feels like a lot of the big teams right now, like Chelsea on a good run, Arsenal on a good run, City, Spurs, everyone's starting to build a bit of momentum now. So
United have been building momentum, and they had a 0-0 with Newcastle, which isn't exactly a bad result. Newcastle were going to be probably 7th. They're probably going to be one of those teams that are there or thereabouts, knocking at that top 6 over the next few years anyway.
Well, they had a chance as well to go ahead, hit the ball.
They hit the bar, hit the post consecutively, but they also should have had a penalty. Callum Wilson running, Varane steps across. I thought.
Oh yeah,
I watched that. I was like, how do you look at that and not give it?
Yeah, don't know. And also
not just for Newcastle, United as well. Sancho had one where he just got wiped out, and I was like, how do you look at that and not give it? I can't understand.
I was surprised that the Newcastle players and stuff didn't actually make that much of a fuss of it.
But no one really made a fuss online either. It was a lot. The lot of chat was the Ronaldo one where.
Yeah, what do we think of the Ronaldo thing?
No, but the Ronaldo pen as well. There was a Ronaldo pen shout.
Yeah, I thought that was the softest out of the 3.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
When he takes a shot sort of on the left side, Trippier gets a little nick on his leg. It's not as bad. I thought the other ones were blatant. The other 2 were blatant. But I can't understand what VAR would be looking at if they look at that and go, "Yep, all good." Like Varane fully just steps across.
Yeah,
that's mad. But Ronaldo did score a goal.
Does it count?
He got booked for the goal. When I watched it, I was like, he's kind of right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not always. It's a weird one. It's a weird one.
It's a bit like I remember Henri took a free kick against us quite quickly. It's that sort of like being quite cunning.
There was a very similar one, Nani against Spurs.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
I forgot to mention it when he was my blast in the past couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I think like it was Aurelio Gomez, wasn't it? And Nani's just standing there like. Because Clattenburg didn't actually ever blow the whistle. I think that's what happened. Didn't ever blow the whistle. The ball was live, and he put it down as if it was a free kick, and Nani just tapped in, and that counted. It's a bit of a different sort of context, but yeah, I think probably not a goal.
I think the way the Newcastle players, none of them reacted and were super like still. I think that helped. Swayed. Yeah. No, but I think that swayed though, because if they were started panicking, being like, "Oh my god, what the hell is going on?" Everyone running, they would have ref been like, "Okay,
maybe
this might be
just playing it, being
legitimised."
like, "What the fuck is this old
yeah.
He's lost it."
And he's just whoever it was, Cher or whoever, just passed it back to Pope for Pope. I think it's quite clear for Pope to take it. Like, you would do that if you played Sunday League. You'd do that.
It's just quite funny watching Pope stand there and look at Ronaldo as if like, mate, you need to fucking move back. Like, I'm taking a free kick. But then Ronaldo just goes, and just takes it. It's quite a funny thing to see, seeing him get booked. And he was substituted. So
he was tears on the substitute as well. Yeah, proper.
It's quite sad, really, watching it now.
Yeah, it is sad.
It's like an old dog.
Yeah, like we said, we quite enjoyed the one against Everton last week. The goal that was quite nice. It's quite nice when you see him score, but well,
you know how finite it is, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, imagine like saying 0-0, looking for a goal, take Ronaldo off.
Yeah,
it's kind of
bring on Rashford, and Rashford miss a golden chance.
Oh, he did. Yeah. What a ball that was from Casemiro.
Yeah, great ball.
Cancelo-esque.
Great ball. Yeah.
Proper. Yeah, Casemiro was really developed. I thought he was quite good against Everton even the week before. It was a bit hit and miss, but yeah, it was a great ball. Rashford probably should have scored.
Yeah, he's got quality, isn't he, Casemiro? You can just
got
tell.
a pass on him.
You can just tell he's just.
Well, I love that interview when he says about they were like, "Oh, you've signed. Like, you're not going to be playing Champions League anymore." And he's like, "I've won 4."
Yeah,
5, mate.
5 rather. Yeah, nutter.
Chill out.
But on the Saturday we had, not on the Saturday rather, at the same time we had Southampton West Ham 1-1. Ralph stays in the job for now. Deckers, it was a screamer.
Lovely goal,
wasn't it?
We like to see Decker scoring as well. It's always like he's kissing the badge and everything. I like it.
Good knee slide as well.
Yeah, good goal. Just a good goal, really.
But Southampton's goal, I don't think it should have stood.
No,
the ref's in the fucking way. Bowen should have just elbowed it. Do you know what actually would have got him that goal cancelled? If Bowen had just fully run into it.
Yeah.
If Bowen had run full sprint as if he would have to get the ball, and not been worried about the ref being in the way and just smashed into the ref, they wouldn't. The ref would have, like being like, oh shit, I was in the way, bring it back for something.
Too nice.
Yeah.
Bowen, too nice.
Yeah, he was. That's what cost them.
Yeah, it was kind of outrageous, isn't it? It's rare you see that from a ref. It can happen, but for a
It
goal
can happen,
as well.
but for it to lead
Yeah.
to a goal like a second later, it just seems so harsh.
And they're saying it should have been a foul throw as well. I don't know if you've seen
really?
the still images. I don't know if still images can make
They
it.
said there was 1 foot behind it or something, wasn't it?
So he had from the still. It looks like Walker Peters' foot is probably half a yard over the line, but then I don't know whether that's like a post throwing.
But also, how many foul throws are in the Prem? Like there's like 5 a game.
Oh, you let them. Yeah,
They let them go. They're stricter on Sunday League than they are than in Premier League. Honestly, I would know. I pick them up for fun.
I saw a bloke. So I hope you don't mind me saying this. You're not great at when a throw is short. You've got to throw it short.
I can't throw short.
I saw a bloke in playing Sunday League. His solution, he just got on his knees and just took it from knee height.
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
Really?
It's quite smart.
Quite smart.
And it goes to feet.
Because
Like,
it's
yeah,
there. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like
You're
it's
not worried
already
about
at
it. Like,
feet.
bounce, yeah.
Instead of instead of doing it quickly, just got on his knees and just threw it.
Yeah, I like that.
That's Dick of the
It's
Day
inventive.
material, though, isn't it?
It is.
I'm
You
not
can't
gonna
do that.
Can't we get away with that?
But it's quite smart.
I'm just always
Yeah, I
down the
liked
line.
it.
That's all I can't hack it. The short throws, also, it's really hard to do. Honestly, I don't enjoy
I
it.
don't back myself with the throwing either.
Yeah.
To be honest.
They look so
It's nice
easy,
to
but
see
they're
people
really
shit on
hard.
it.
Oh, mate, you need to. It's all about the technique.
Yeah, just pop in, do a
Yeah.
looper.
No one's got a Rory Delap on them, so. But Saturday's games, we started the day rather with an exciting 0-0 between Leicester and Palace. It kind of stunk, and we're not really going to touch on the games too much.
No,
but we will touch on one thing. Did you see about Leicester's messages that they would not be reading out?
No.
Oh, this is great. This is good.
No, I don't know.
Okay, this is quite funny. So Leicester had birthday messages they normally read out for a game, as you do. You get sometimes, I don't know, Kieran, age 6, on his happy day. Leicester had to ban birthday messages this week because they had a number of requests of one woman. She wanted her birthday read out. Her name is Brenda Nout. And also the young Zach Rogers.
That's good ban.
Yeah,
I rate that.
there was a number of those coming in, and Leicester were like, "Yeah, we're not reading birthdays this week."
Brendan now is a good one.
Brendan out and Zach Rogers. I really enjoyed it.
I actually did see that. I saw a tweet, and some guy called Zach Rogers commented, going like, "This is an absolute disgrace."
I saw
It was
Brendan.
my- yeah.
Brendan was on the post as well.
Yeah, they both coming out. I was cracking up. Oh yeah, it's good though. It's good band.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
great.
likes to see
It
it.
is great.
Yeah, he's on. In short, he's on thin ice though.
He's
isn't
on
he?
thin ice.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. Like Zaha, Madison, my team, nothing produced here.
I know. I thought Madders would get me some points, especially because he didn't do anything against Bournemouth. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, same. I actually
And then he got booked for a dive in the last minute in this game, so he's out of those games.
out of blank game week 12. When
Yeah, and it's
everyone's
completely-
shelved.
I know.
Everyone's done out
I'm
here.
on like 9 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah, I didn't. Luckily, I actually didn't watch that game. I missed it. I was playing football. So
You're a lucky man.
Yes, yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
luckier man than I.
Yeah.
One game I didn't watch was, I've watched the highlights, but I watched Wolves versus Forest.
Yeah.
A game of 2 pens.
Yes. And Wolves scored there.
Wolves scored theirs.
No, yeah, I think that's going to be Wolves this season. They're not going to score many. They're not going to concede many.
I wish Diego had taken it.
It's
But
the Wolves of old.
there was one thing I saw in the highlights was Adama Traore. All he had to do was literally just like play it to Diego, and he didn't get it. And Diego went fuming. He was like, he did a bit of Randy Orton. He was like slapping the floor.
Dean Henderson.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the opposing goal, to be fair.
His effort. He wanted to RKO
Headers.
Adama Traore 100%. Honestly, it was
Adama Traore with end product would be some player.
Yeah. Oh, mate, he.
With a proper footballing brain.
Yeah, he's
Sort of for the-
decision
for the-
making.
for the- decision making at the
It's
final,
terrible.
final third. He would be some player.
He would be. It was mad last season when he went back to Barcelona for 6
Yeah,
months.
yeah, just for 6 months. He started quite well as well.
Yeah, that was so random.
and they realised he was kind of shite,
Yeah.
and that was it.
And then he just said, "Grease me up, baby."
Yeah.
He
Get
just
the
he needs
Vaseline on.
those oil. He didn't look oiled up enough. That's what's lacking.
Yeah.
Just needs to be dripped on.
Pardon?
Drip. I don't know.
Just drip what?
Dripping in oil.
Yeah, drip. Yeah. Put a bit of KFC.
I'll cover it in oil.
Yeah.
But yeah, big win for Wolves. No manager, but they've been linked with Nuno back.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
Who else is going
Why?
to go there though right now?
Yeah, Lopetegui said no, didn't he?
Yeah,
That was a quick pie as well.
That was.
maybe Brenda.
Yeah, Brendan out.
Could be Brenda now.
Yeah.
Could be a job for her. But Friday night's action. A favourite of ours, Ivan Toney.
He's
He
got to go.
delivered
He's got to go
Get
to
him on the
England.
plane.
Yeah, get him on the plane. His penalties are a fucking joke.
Back heel though as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate, he's such a good player. He's just
really,
all round
he
good
just
player.
gives me Drogba vibes.
Yeah, get him at
His
Chelsea.
knees sliding off that
He
pen.
needs to go to
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I
He
agree,
needs to go
mate.
to a big club.
Yeah.
This summer.
I think if we don't go for him, like United should be all over him.
100%.
Should be all over him.
Yeah, but they might go, we could do better than that, and buy someone for 80 mil who's actually just kind of shite.
Yeah, he's like
Potentially.
by a
Maybe
distance.
Vlahovic or something.
Yeah.
He's by a distance the best Kane backup for England. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
By a
And
distance.
I like Tammy, but Tony's
Yeah.
better than Tammy.
The commentator before he took the penny went, we all know this is going in. Like, he literally
Yeah,
said
he's
it.
so cool
Yeah.
the way he takes them.
And also, he was talking about the technique he does it. He didn't even look at the ball. He's just literally looking
No,
at the
no.
goalie and just bangs
It's
it. Yeah.
ice cold.
Doesn't look once at the ball. Yeah, and that flick was so nice.
Oh, yeah, he's such a nice guy.
He's got
yeah.
so much to his game.
He's got he's sort of a 7, 8 out of 10 at every aspect of what a striker needs to be good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's flicking them in, he's scoring penalties, he's scoring free kicks, he scored
Dink,
that lob
dink,
from
that
40
dink.
yards.
Yeah, his hold up play is good.
Mate.
Link up play is good.
Good in the
He's
air.
Good in the air.
Mate, he's got
there's
everything.
Not really anything he's bad at.
Agreed.
And Brentford are a great counter-attacking outfit, aren't they? No possession.
Brian
had,
a gimme. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brian had all the possession. Like, they had like 60% possession, but Brentford are just beautiful.
Yeah, Brian had a decent
They know how
game.
to counter, don't they?
Yeah. No, that.
And Mbumbo, I can't say Mbumbo, yeah, as I say his name.
Mbuemo.
Mbumbo, yeah, he's actually a very good player on the wing.
Yeah, he's
bit
rapid,
of pace,
he's
yeah,
rapid,
and
yeah.
he can carry the ball well. Definitely.
Yeah. No, and I think that wraps us up in terms of Premier League action. But there was the El Clasico. I don't know how much of it you guys saw, but Barca have had a bad week because in the week Inter, well, they didn't turn them over. They drew 3-3, but it was a very good watch. All summer having them steal our players, all that money, all those levers they pulled just to be leaving out of the Champions League. It looks like
Yeah.
shame.
But I think they're in serious financial trouble now as well because they
you know
backed it.
You know it's bad when you're seeing memes of Xavi where he's really fat. I always think that's the end of the manager, isn't it? I've seen it with Frank.
Frank.
Yeah, Steve, he gets a lot of fat memes at the moment.
I even saw it after yesterday's game. I saw Haaland and Foden.
Yeah, I was talking fat Haaland. Yeah, but I saw a fat Xavi and I was like, oh no, is that where it's going?
What's also interesting is there's a lot of hate for Rafinha right now. They're all saying he's kind of
They
shit.
never deserved him, yeah.
They were saying like they didn't buy the play they thought they were going to get. Honestly, which is kind of mad. But I don't think he's doing that well, is he?
No, outball-wise he hasn't done well. He did okay at the Inter, he set up a goal very well, but...
And Lever seems to be missing a few sitters here and there. He's still getting goals, but he's still like, there was an absolute city to miss.
Yeah, I just find it mad that all these players bent over backwards to go to Barcelona in the summer, and now they're going to be playing on Thursdays.
Yeah. Well, mate, Europa League's tougher than the Champions League these days. You see how many people have dropped into it.
It's a names competition, though, isn't it? It's like Juve in name, but
Juve,
you watch
Inter,
them,
Barca.
like Juve fucking reek.
What about if Pleasant overtake Barca and Barca don't get any?
Well, La Liga might be on then because they're only I think they're only 3 points behind or 4 points behind. But yeah, Real got the job done, beat them. And I don't know if you saw the kit sponsored by is it OVO?
OVO, Drake.
Drake's brand on it, and Drake put a lot of money on Arsenal and Barca in an accumulator, like 800,000.
We beat the Drake curse. I thought I'd say that. I know Barca haven't got the bottle, but we beat the Drake curse. Do you know how hard it is to beat that curse? There's only Tyson Fury's being that curse. He's the only person.
Drake actually wore a Chelsea shirt the year we won Champions League, the 2012 one.
But was that for that right moment though? Like it's
no,
more
I think
like
the curse
before.
occurred after that. I don't know. I think we laid the curse for everyone else. I like to think so anyway.
Didn't he bet on Paddy the Baddy and Meatball?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Thingy
fair.
as well.
You win some, you lose some. And the fun stop.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, he lost a fuckload of money. And Rodrigo put up an Insta story of him celebrating his goal with the title "God's Plan."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, that's great.
Yeah,
love that.
Good.
Love
He
that
had
from you,
that.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, he had that prepped, didn't he?
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go anywhere, Rodrigo, because he's one of those players where he's like, he looks quite good when he plays, but he's not going to start there.
Also, he took the penalty, like pretty big responsibility to be like, yeah, I'm going to take it. There's a lot of good players on
Got
the
the
pitch to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Karim, he's going to win his Ballon d'Or today.
Yeah, probably won it now.
Yeah, right this second.
Yeah, fully deserved.
Yeah, well, that
Monsieur
brings us
Karim.
to...
Well, yeah, there was also Le Classique.
There was Le Classique, yeah.
Le Classique, PSG, Marseille. I did watch it a little bit. Some
Well,
Neymar
didn't see
got
that this weekend.
Yeah, Neymar got his goal.
Yeah.
Some
Sorry,
Mbappe.
got wiped out.
Yeah, he got that red. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. To be honest with you, I look at PSG. They are so disconnected between attack and defense. Like Marseille had a lot of chances in the first half. They are
Actually, yeah, we should touch on this. What do we think the disconnect is caused by, because there was a lot of rumblings this week, wasn't there?
Well, I meant more tactically, but they also internally as well. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the Mbappe obviously, but they did celebrate when Neymar scored. There was literally like a Neymar, Messi, Mbappe embrace, which is like you're like, okay,
good,
maybe,
good. Yeah,
but
you do your job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there's
just
that
Mbappe,
there's just Mbappe tears left, right, and rhubarb, and I saw the reasonings.
He's just
like,
signed a new deal.
Yeah, he's like, I wanted a new striker and all this, and I wanted all that.
He wanted Skamaka, didn't he?
Yeah, well,
player.
He's a player, man.
Yeah,
Whenever I watch him, I'm like,
he hates playing down the middle as well. It's like, mate, like, come on, just
like, look, you're not gonna go on the left because Neymar's on the left.
Yeah,
and they kind of do interchange anyway whenever you watch them. So.
Well, did today in the Class A they played a sort of Neymar cam and then Messi and Mbappe strikers.
Yeah,
which is kind of a little trying to mix it up, I think.
They play sometimes 3 at the back with that system, don't they?
Yeah,
Hakimi plays right wing back and.
But they just look like it looks really easy to slice them up, and I don't know if it's just because they just know it's League One, they don't need to try. But I think it's always been that PSG problem of they can just get done on the counter so quickly,
it's
and
hard
people
to
can go.
Hard to just turn it on as well.
Yeah.
That's why that Champions League there's been a bit of struggles. But I just hope that he gets his head down and keeps working, even if he wants to fuck off from PSG. Like, you can do it.
Where would he go?
Stop doing it mid-season. No, I mean, like, think about that in summer. Yeah, all that kind of coming out this week. It's a bit disappointing. It's making him quite hard to like him.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Because he's so good. I mean, he's heir to be the best in the world for the next few years, and it's just
Also, like as a team, like as a fan, I don't know. He disrupts so many of those gelling teams. Like if I think of him at Arsenal, he'd be the whole dynamic would change. It'd be like bringing Ronaldo in.
It's interesting you say this because there was a lot of. It was very divisive when I did a video saying, I'd have him. Like, I wouldn't say no to him in the slightest, because there was a lot of Chelsea fans saying, oh yeah, it would disrupt the balance here. I saw Arsenal fans saying the same, and you think, yeah, but it's kind of worth it, isn't he? Like, what would you do if you said Arsenal can have him tomorrow?
You'd be excited to see him go.
You're having the best player in the world, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you'd be very excited.
Like, even with all that ego, you'd just be like, fuck it, we've got to take him.
Yeah, but I think as a manager as well, you'd be like, I want this guy. He's gonna piss me. Like, I can't imagine like a lot of managers.
I think if you're good enough, you'd back yourself to get the best out of him anyway.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean?
It's like you're not gonna have full control of that guy. Like he's a mercenary in your team.
He is a Galactico, that's for sure. He's got that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He needs to go there and get fucking humbled. I think he just needs to get out of PSG. It's a shit club, realistically. Like he needs to.
When I look at Real though, if you actually think, okay, why would they go for Mbappe? He wants to play on the left, right?
Yeah,
you're not playing there. Vinny's there. You can argue if you'd have Mbappe over Vinny, I get that completely. But like, Vinny's good enough that he shouldn't be kicked out of that left wing spot at all.
Yeah, and he probably would be shoved on the right.
Well,
no, he wouldn't. No way.
If Vinny's going, I mean, I'd be up for getting him as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting one with Mbappe because I feel like maybe that moment has passed a little bit with Real, and he might end up there one day. But when I look at what Vinny's doing in that left wing spot, I don't know if they'll go for it. Maybe they're looking at Haaland more maybe in a couple of years and thinking, you turned us down last time. I took your big deal at PSG. You can
I think
up yours. We'll have the robot in a couple of years.
Haaland to Real just seems inevitable to me.
Ben's out and eventually Haaland fades in.
Makes sense. Does make sense.
Yeah, it does. But that brings us to Blast from the Past. And this week it is me. And I've had a think. And there was a player I saw, a compilation came up at the weekend, and it gave me some good memories. And some good shared memories that I think you'll enjoy as well, because there were some aspects of his career that you would have enjoyed too. But it is the man who's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. It's Joey Cole.
Yeah, nice. Good player.
Joe Cole was so ahead of his time. Like, Joe Cole belongs more in this England crop than he did that England crop. He was just such a silky player, like, just so skillful, and even doing... I can't remember England players. I know Gaza was had a bit more flair about him, but when I was growing up in particular, like even when I was at West Ham prior, like doing rainbow flicks, step overs, all sorts. I mean, the goal to win us the league in 2006 against United, where he just pulled Rio's pants down, is just absolutely ridiculous. And like, how many English players do you see doing that kind of thing? Like in terms of his technique, he was just He was obscene. Not the best finisher by any means, and he did frustrate the life out of Mourinho, I think, a fair bit. Duff and Robin were often a lot more hard-working in that sense as wingers. But yeah, Joe Cole brought something a bit different. A lot of flair, and it was unique as an English talent at that time. Kind of Foden vibes, not in like Foden has a ridiculously high ceiling. I don't mean it like that, but like just in how technical a player he was. And maybe if he'd had a manager like a Pep, you don't know how a player like that could have flourished, because sadly he probably probably should have done more than he did, Joe Cole. He had a lot of bad knee injuries that really cost him, and that's when he started to fall out of favour with us. Went to Liverpool, brilliant debut, Red Cardinals debut.
Against us.
Revealed that they told him to say the club's big, and he was
I
like,
remember hearing that. Yeah, that
I was like,
cracked me up.
Joe, you just grown on me. Goes to Lille, gets Hazard to go to us. I mean, what a career! But, he gave me a lot of cool memories. Joe Cole, really fun player to watch, and obviously the World Cup. With the World Cup coming up, I thought in terms of England goals, can't really name many better than that Sweden one.
Iconic volley, that one.
Yeah.
Unreal.
No, he was a proper ball. He was I just remember thinking like back in the day, you'd look at him and you'd be like, this guy's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like he's a dangerous player. And you're right, he was ahead of his time in terms of like what an England player was, like dribbly, technical, kind of rare.
Pulling
very
out
rare.
Rabonas. I don't see many English players doing Rabonas. Not even Phil.
No. Well, it's a classic case of where would he play in the modern game? What position would he play?
He's left inside forward.
You think so? But
do you know what? Pep, the absolute madman, might play him in a 3.
Yeah, in like a
In terms of ball progression, he actually might.
I'm not comparing him to Harvey Elliott, but I'm saying that kind of player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can. But how
'Cause
Harvey Elliott plays.
He was
in
quite
that midfield.
industrious. Like Mourinho got that into him. He did actually. I remember actually one of the things last game for us. There's a goal Ashley Cole scores against Wigan in that 8-0 where he's just like scrapping. I can't remember. It might have been Emerson Boyce on fullback, but he's just hacking away at him and then digs out across. And he was class, Joe Cole. Like
It's a shame his career sort of fizzled out.
Yeah,
like
he's bad knee injuries around
like
08 or so. But like prior to that, I definitely had a Joe Cole shirt.
He was
really
quite big
cool
after
player.
that World Cup as well. Like everyone was a fan of Joe Cole.
Yeah, that's 06 was his kind of year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean that the Sweden goal and the United goal were like a month and a half apart.
Yeah.
Like he was doing it differently. He was a cool player.
Yeah, I just don't know. In the modern game, to play in that inside forward, you just have to score so many goals.
Yeah, I feel you, but I just think like a player like Sterling when he came about wasn't scoring goals.
Yeah,
And
with a Pep.
Pep can coach him like you need to be there. You need to be on the end of that cutback. Maybe he would have been more like, but maybe he could have played in the 3. I think in terms of how he brings the ball forwards, he did eat up ground quite well. He was very technical. He wasn't a bad passer of the ball by any means. Worked hard. He could have maybe played in the 3.
Yeah, kind of like Iniesta, kind of maybe.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed him as
play wide as well. Sorry.
I've enjoyed him as a pundit too.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Whenever I see him,
He's just a nice bloke, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's got good banter with Crouchy as well.
Yeah.
Him and Crouchy got a good thing going.
He's got a new pod, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Shout.
Get on ours, Joe.
It's called Game Recognised Game.
Exactly. Yeah, and I loved it as well. The 2021 Champions League win, where he was just going nuts. He was going absolutely ballistic in the BT studio, and Jolien Lescott was like, "First class."
Sack Lescott though,
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be coming from Blast from the Past for a while. Other than his 07-08 fantasy. It was my first FPL season, and he was going nuts for Everton.
Got double digits, didn't he?
Yeah, I think there was one week where he scored 2. He went nuts.
He was actually, he scored goals, Jolien Lescott, for a while.
There was a song about him as well, but I shouldn't be singing that. It was just in my head.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
if you
I don't think that's a very good song.
keep it clean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we'll leave it there. That was a nice reminisce just on Joey Cole.
Yeah, player.
But make sure to follow us on YouTube. Not follow us on TikTok on TikiTalk podcast. Then subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Smash that like button. Guys' hair won't be going into a perm. I didn't see 4,000 likes or whatever it was.
400, yeah.
400.
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
Not yet.
But it could be like 5 years down the line, and that video, it'll go 399, 400 likes. And fuck, I'll be like 30.
One day we'll have the David Luiz perm being rocked on the pod.
Oh no.
But we'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely week.
See ya.